Hi, Lynn and Rach. I'm S, 28, and I've been struggling with what I call Sunday scaries for the last 2 years. Every Sunday afternoon, I get this overwhelming dread about the upcoming work week. My heart races, I can't concentrate, and I end up spending my entire Sunday worrying instead of relaxing. So hello.
Hey.
We're back again. We had a bit of a break over the summer, but we thought we would come back and have another crack at it, see what we learnt from last time, and grace you with our presence again. So we had quite a lot of feedback from the last pod, so thank you very much for that. We are going to be talking about anxiety this time, but we'll do a bit of a check-in.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
So how has your summer been?
Oh, I loved it. You know, not everybody loves the weather that we've had, but I absolutely loved it. Blue skies all the way. Oh, it's great. And that warmth. Now, sadly, it's all gone. So, you know, I enjoyed the summer. It was great.
Yeah, the weather change was a bit harsh, wasn't it?
It
just
was
went
sudden.
from beautiful to nothing.
Yeah, it was a handbrake turn.
Hideous.
Autumn.
And we came back from a holiday as well, and it was about 37, 38 degrees in Cyprus where we were, which was a little bit scary. And then we came home to, nothing. And we had to put the heating on because it was absolutely freezing. But it did help get the washing dry.
The shock to the system.
As well. Yeah, it was horrible. And now everyone's back at school. We're now in September, coming into the last few months. Winter is drawing in. Anything else that you want to talk about before we start?
No, it's just very quiet work-wise, as it often is for me. Each year I've noticed that when the sun is shining or the weather's better, I don't see quite so many clients as I would do normally.
Yeah.
So there's always a seasonal shift. And with children being at home and off school, priority shift, cost of living, all of those things are having an impact. So September often sees a little uplift again. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I had a pretty busy August because with the beauty clients, there's lots of events, occasions and things happening over the summer. So that was pretty busy. So it was full steam ahead, work, literally until we went on holiday. Then got back, then straight into college. So since we did our last podcast, I've got a placement. Yay! And I've started.
It's a good result.
And I've got a supervisor. Yay! Which I'm really happy with. And things are going well so far. I've just banged in my last 2 pieces of work that I needed to do for the end of year 2 and starting straight into year 3 on the 5th of October.
To get all of that done.
It was so nice to get it in. So before we kick off with anxiety, we had a couple of follow-ups to do from last time on things that we were going to try, things that we were going to do. So I had, we both had to record the 5-minute sleep audio.
Done.
Which we've both done. And you've uploaded yours, which is really good. I have not uploaded mine yet. I will do that.
Big green tick for me. Hurrah.
Well done, you. And I was to get a SPF. I did not buy an SPF yet again. I nicked one off Mum and she gave me a really good one, which I was going to use for one of my recommendations today for the pod, which was the Alpha H Factor 50 Dawn Till Dusk. And I have to say, it's absolutely amazing stuff because it's not sticky and it doesn't leave like any residue or anything. I was so impressed with it. And I love the way it comes in a bottle, although I know you can buy a tube as well, but you gave me a bottle and it's got the pipette.
Yeah.
So you're taking it out of the pipette, you're not getting all scrubby and horrible. Yeah. And I love the fact that it wasn't sticky, so you could put your makeup and everything else on the top.
Oh, great. Did you use it on holiday?
Yeah, used it on holiday.
I was hoping you would have done because those temperatures, you do need a factor 50.
Yeah, it was brutal.
On, you know, there's a bit of debate going on about factors and the use of SPFs.
Which I get.
Currently at the moment, and I do get. But when the temperatures are like that, you do need to look after your face a bit.
And also, since our last podcast, I had a birthday and I asked everyone to give me money, which they did, and then I got Botox. So I really want to look after my face now.
I didn't recognise her when she turned up.
Yeah, exactly. We can talk about that later, maybe. It's on my recommendations as well.
I've forgotten about that. It's very subtle.
Oh no! Do you mean I didn't get my money's worth? Can't even see
it's
it.
very subtle because you know you don't look.
Look, I'm frowning.
See that expression?
Yeah. Lack of.
After I looked at the last podcast, I need Botox all over because I'm far too expressive.
Something that we will sort out. In between this podcast and the next, we're going to go to Turkey, get our faces and our necks done and everything.
My face is all over the place, so I do apologise. Dreadful grimacing.
My side profile was absolutely shocking.
Rubbish.
So, on the follow-ups from last time, you were to try some CBD drinks.
I did. I trundled around Sainsbury's on my own. I didn't tell Kev what I was actually buying. And I bought a pack of 4 trips. And I've forgotten what flavour they were. Oh, peach and something.
Peach and ginger?
Peach and ginger.
I'm a bit au fait with the old CBD drinks.
Oh, my good Lord. Addict. Yeah. Anyway, I tried one on its own first, and I'm not one for squash or soft drinks. I don't actually like them, but it was okay. It was more ginger. I didn't get much peach. In fairness, I did actually try it when I was having one of those days where you thought, I was quite savage, and it did calm me down.
And it worked.
It did work. So fair play to Trip. The others, because I don't like those type of drinks, I did drink them, but I added tequila. So that definitely calmed me down. Oh, sorry. It just needed a little lift.
Got to get your hits where you can. Tequila and Trip. Which flavour Trip was best with the tequila?
I only tried the ginger and
only
the peach.
Only the peach and ginger?
Yeah. I've got
I'll have to do that. That's hilarious. I've never done it with alcohol.
Sorry. I don't think you meant to do that. As a recommendation, it's not good. But if you try it on its own, it's perfect.
Yeah. Do you actually think it worked?
Yes, I think it did. But the CBD, have you ever tried CBD drops?
Yeah, but I don't like all that kind of stuff because you've got to put it under your tongue and things. And I don't like the tablets and stuff as well.
Good God.
I thought the drinks would be quite like... Drama
queen. Yeah, CBD under the tongue, bing bong, couple of drops. Yeah, so I did know it worked, but I wasn't sure about the efficacy of a soft drink. It's just that I don't like soft drink format, but if you do, crack on.
Fair. Okay, so that's that for follow-ups. So today we thought we'd talk about anxiety because it is something that a lot of people struggle with. Either all the time or some of the time, and we hear a lot about it in the press and on social media and people talking about it now. And some people are like, well, that's, some people said to us, oh, that's quite a basic thing to talk about in your pod. But actually, I don't think it is, because I think it does affect everybody. And there's so many different types of anxiety all the time. And it can affect people in lots of different ways as well. I think it's quite an important subject. And it's also something that we can expand on and help people with all the different types of anxieties. It's not just a generalised anxiety disorder.
No.
People have different anxieties about different things.
There are different levels of it as well. And I think the word anxiety, I feel, is a little bit overused. I studied NLP a while ago, neuro-linguistic programming, and it's all about language and how you use it. And with anxiety, there are different levels of anxiety, as we've just talked about. We used to use the term nervous. Nobody says nervous anymore. They just go straight to anxiety.
Yes, that's right. No one does say nervous anymore. They say, oh my God, I'm feeling super anxious.
Yeah.
They take ownership of it.
Totally. But you feel nervous, and everybody feels nervous. We felt nervous when we did this first podcast. You feel nervous when you go to see a new client, even a little flutter.
Yeah.
Just think.
And that's a natural thing.
Normal.
And it's okay to feel like normal. That. And I think we have got a situation going on where people are saying it's not normal to feel anxious.
Yeah. We're expecting to feel great all the time. And that isn't normal. Life has ups and downs and things, and we all feel anxious. But as Rachel rightly said, there are degrees of anxiety, and, crippling anxiety is quite different. Nervousness, the symptoms of that, they're sort of butterflies, and you feel a bit tense, maybe, We've all felt that. Then there's then there is feeling a bit anxious, which is sweaty, sick, you can't think straight, you're locked. Poor decisions, you make poor decisions and you start to panic. perhaps. And then there's real anxiety where it's really got you in its grip. And that's when the fight, flight, freeze comes into play. Your heart rate.
Horrible.
Oh, it's awful. Your heart rate, blood pressure shoots up. You kind of shut down, and that's where panic attacks come from and so on. And so that's not so much fun.
We've had a listener question around anxiety, which is one of the reasons I wanted to pick it today. So you've not seen this, so it'd be interesting to see. So I'm going to read it out and then we can discuss all about anxiety and around that, if that's okay. Okay. Hi, Lynn and Rach. I'm S, 28, and I've been struggling with what I call Sunday scaries for the last 2 years. Every Sunday afternoon, I get this overwhelming dread about the upcoming work week. My heart races, I can't concentrate, and I end up spending my entire Sunday worrying instead of relaxing. It's got so bad that I sometimes feel nauseous and can't sleep on Sunday nights. I love my job and my colleagues. It's not that I hate work, but sometimes the transition from weekend to weekday just fills me with this intense anxiety. I've tried meditation apps and making Sunday plans to distract myself, but nothing seems to help. The anticipation is now starting to creep into my Saturdays too. I'm wondering if hypnotherapy might help me break this cycle. And should I also consider talking to a counsellor about why this started happening in the first place? I feel like I'm losing my weekends to worry, and I just want to enjoy my time off again. Thanks in advance for any help you can offer. Poor S.
What an interesting question.
Yeah. So firstly, I want to say really sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah.
Because that's horrible. And thank you for reaching out to us. We'll see if there's anything that we can do to help ease it slightly, make you feel better.
Gosh, that is an interesting one.
There's quite a lot to unpick there.
There is. You kind of want to delve deeper. So in response to her first question, should I see a counsellor or a hypnotherapist to maybe dig around deeper? I would say, there's nothing to be lost in that, to actually talk it through with someone and hear yourself speaking it out loud to another person. You can't underestimate the value of that.
Just to see if there is something underlying that's going on that maybe is in your subconscious. At the moment, because she says she loves her job and her colleagues, but there's something that's stopping her from wanting.
She even said herself, should you want to see where it emanates from, where the source was, what started it. I think S will know what started it. Deep down somewhere or other, she will be able to put a finger on where it started and what was going on, because it could be something. I'm just thinking back to other clients that I've had. Some things obviously they have a root, and something will have triggered it, that will have happened, that somewhere her subconscious is linked that and linked it. And it's come up when it's thoughts about going back to work on Monday morning.
Yeah, because it says she loves her job and her colleagues.
Exactly.
But there's something about the transition from home to work.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of an issue, maybe.
And that does need talking through a bit more and just some more exploration, shall we say. That's not enough. But when we wake in the morning, often people, and this is more generalistic, often people will actually come and say when they wake in the morning, they feel, before they get out of bed, the first thing they do is they feel a small anxious knot, and the anxiety hits them 5-10 seconds after waking up and opening their eyes. And I don't know if you've ever experienced it at all. I know I have. There can be all sorts of things for that. But our cortisol is raised in the morning, and that's kind of our anxiety hormone and the stress hormone, which gets a bad rap. But we do need cortisol in order to get us up and get us moving and doing stuff. But when there's a bit too much of it first thing in the morning, and it feels like you've got butterflies and that nervous anxiety is building, that kind of can put a brake on your day and thinking, why do I feel like this, and prevent you from getting up and getting on and dreading it. And then it works, and then you get a cycle of it for a while. So there might be things that you need to talk through, or a hypnotherapy session or several can unpack and help you relax a little bit more. Could be hormonal, could be Did you say S was 28?
Yeah.
Right. It's probably not hormonal. I would say it's highly unlikely. But,
Dunno.
who knows? Who knows with that? But it does need unpacking. As I said earlier, anxiety comes in different formats and stages. And is she nervous? Is there something happening at work, although she likes it? What? Yeah.
Something that she's not aware of at the moment. Because clearly there's something going on. But do you think hypnotherapy would be good for that?
Hypnotherapy is great for anxiety, full stop, because it calms the nervous system, helps you calm it down, and shows you how to relax a little bit differently. There's umpteen things that we can do to relax, and she said she's tried all sorts of things herself. Don't lose your cards.
Yeah.
And she's clearly doing very well at all of that, but it might be. And it's asking those specific questions, isn't it? Because at the moment it's all in her head. So you can get all of that anxiety, that self chat that we have in our own heads, you can wind yourself up.
Yeah, I mean, my inner dialogue is massive.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the go all day, every day. Whereas some people don't really have much of an inner dialogue, which I find absolutely amazing.
Well, that's a gift, isn't it?
And I'm very envious of
that
as well.
Is such a gift.
Because mine is like from, morning, noon and night, there's a conversation in my head.
It's true, and it depends on what sort of person you are as well. Whether your head and your thoughts are filled with shoulds, oughts and musts, those are all of those things that we give ourselves a really hard time about. And I don't know what personality that S has got.
No, because that's interesting, because I was listening to a podcast this week about anxiety, talking about mindset and how there's a lot of work and this word mindset and how it's being really abused. It's just being used far too much for people saying, well, you can have anything you want in life as long as you've got a positive mindset, or if you want it enough, you can have it. And I just don't think that's right. I'm sorry.
All the things I want just haven't happened yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Not enough anyway.
I just think it's so bad that a lot of people who may be experiencing anxiety are like, oh, it's my fault. I just haven't got the right mindset. And then there's that pressure to get the right mindset. What is the right mindset?
Yeah.
Not everybody's naturally positive. I mean, we're both, I think, pretty naturally positive people. Our glasses are half full.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah. And a lot of, everyone's different. A lot of people, their glass is half empty. Some people, it's completely empty and all that kind of stuff. Not everybody, feels as we do. I think the difference is we're like, oh yeah, we'll just do it, it'll be fine, it'll be okay. Whereas other people, they do find it very challenging because they do have a lot of negative thoughts and feelings about trying new things. And I think it's not about your mindset, it's about an awareness of that and just pushing through anyway.
Of your mindset? You mean an awareness of your...
Awareness of your own mindset.
Yeah.
And working with what you've got rather than trying to change your mindset. Just think, well, this is the mindset that I've got. Being aware of it, but knowing, because everything that you want, it's not about words, it's about actions, isn't it?
All of it.
And sometimes you need to do the action anyway, even if you don't want to. And then the good stuff happens, it comes, and then you start to feel better, don't you, from making those changes?
Definitely. And it takes me back to the old Susan Jeffers book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway.
Exactly. And it's a classic.
And that's nerves or anxiety. But do it. Just do it anyway. Get it over and done with. Or the new person, was it Mel Robbins, who sort of has repackaged that in her own sort of style. It's a bit 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it, that type of thing.
Actually, that works for people, even though it's quite basic in many forms. It is good and it does work.
It's a great reminder.
And you don't want, you don't want life to stop you from doing the things that you want to do.
No.
And you don't have to naturally be, until I'm a positive person, I can't do any of these things. Just do it. Just do it. Whether you feel it's challenging or you're not sure about it, you're fearful about it, or you're not ready. I mean, we've got it. We do things all the time. We think we're not ready. We just do it and wing it, and it just happens. Yeah, exactly, and that works for us.
Yeah, it does.
And obviously, that doesn't work for everybody.
No.
Some people need a plan.
Yes.
They need to action it, follow it through, follow all the steps, and do it that way. Great, but at least they're doing it. Don't let something like, I haven't got the right mindset, so I can't possibly do it, stop you from doing something. That'd be right.
Definitely right.
Do you think?
Well, that appeals to my personality, but there are the other side, the more negative Nellies or the glass half empty, or the more cautious people amongst us would hate what we do.
Yeah.
They would hate that sort of style of work going through life, and they wouldn't be able to cope with it. They are planners. Everything. So I'm just thinking of clients again, and I can see clients sitting in front of me who have to know exactly what's happening, in what order, and what the outcome's going to be. And if they have to plan it, they can't cope with anything at all that is unforeseen. Has to be mapped out. And that's perfectly legitimate as well. But you still have to do the thing, which is why it's nice when I see those people, and I do see more of those people. The people like us, I don't see so much of.
Yeah, of course.
Because they're out there doing it.
Yeah.
So it's the slightly more cautious people. And I wouldn't necessarily negative people, but they're just more cautious in life. Some are negative, but some are more cautious.
And that's fine as well.
Fine.
If you have got that cautious mindset, that word. But, if you are a more cautious person, that you are going to do it, but you're just going to take your time to get there. It's got to be the right circumstances from you. We don't mind flinging ourselves into something, not knowing what's going on. And
times I've done that, Rachel.
Exactly. Same. And not everybody's the same. And it hasn't always worked out for us. But at least we've tried it, done it. Try it, rule it out. What's the worst that can happen? Don't get so stuck in your own head that you don't do anything.
No, exactly. And it's interesting that you had that. What was the outcome of that, the thing that you listened to? Was it a podcast, did you say?
Yeah, it was interesting. And I'm still listening to it. It's quite a long episode. But this chap was just saying that, all these mindsets and words and positive thinking and stuff, it's just everything that you see on social media about, good vibes only and all that kind of stuff. It's just completely unproductive.
It's unreal.
Because it's unrealistic. Yeah,
Totally.
Absolutely. People can't, it's not all good vibes only. Sometimes things are a bit crap.
Yeah, they are.
And you've got to work with...
That's the truth of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you see on the TV, on social media. I mean, we talk about social media quite a bit, but I think we do spend far too much time on social media comparing our lives to others, it's a fake thing the majority of people are putting on social media.
Nobody tends to share their misery or the
bad
reality of the
stuff
situation.
No,
they only do the glowy bits, don't they? The jolly bits.
Yeah.
And it's that, as you said, though, it's that comparing and despair. You're comparing yourself to others and despairing that you're not up to it or feeling.
Yeah.
But, going back to S again, I'm not sure if we've fully answered her question. And I'd love to talk to her more, actually, about that whole topic and dig down a bit.
Yeah, I put a couple of notes down because I thought, thinking about the transition.
Yeah.
And it's that loss of control and maybe some deeper things going on around perfectionism, wanting everything to be good. But obviously, we're doing all this from a letter. We've not met, we would advise S, absolutely, get some hypnotherapy to get that anxiety under control and then have a few sessions with a counsellor and see how you get on, see if there is anything worth exploring there,
Definitely.
what is going on. Because you want to enjoy your weekends, get your life back, and it's been going on for a couple of years. And that's not nice.
It's quite a long time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that is a long time to feel uncomfortable and spoiling your weekends. Okay.
Yeah, definitely look at some relaxation and what activities you're doing at the weekend.
Yeah, what else could you do to get engaged in?
Yeah, things that are relaxing, nothing that's too stressful.
But engaging at the same time.
Engaging, yeah, making sure you get good quality sleep.
It's always the first thing, everything.
When you leave work, we don't know what you do, but when you leave work, do you leave things got tied up for the week, or have you got lots of stressful things that you need to go into? Can you look at your time management on stressful situations that you might be going into on a Monday morning?
Yeah, that's true. Is your in tray still sort of overflowing or full of things that you didn't quite get around to doing? That's a good point, actually.
On a practical application side, what do you think S could do initially to combat the anxiety? Do you think relaxing things at the weekend, listening to a couple of audios, anxiety audios?
Maybe. I don't know if she's got a partner or anything, or if or the family setup. We don't know if she's got children and she's juggling and doing whatever. Maybe she just needs to look at her diary and see what's missing. I think if I was working with her, I'd do an exercise with her where I do a wheel and chop the wheel into wedges and look at health, finances, fun, money, spirituality.
Is it called the Wheel of Life?
Friendships, yeah.
And you can look that up, can't you, on the internet? So anyone can do that exercise. Yeah.
You can, and you can put your own headings in there, what you would like to do, score it from 1 to 10 and see what's lacking, because maybe there is something that's actually lacking in that person's life.
Yeah.
That would make it more holistic and more like her wheel was running more smoothly. So that's quite a useful exercise, actually.
Have you done that exercise yourself?
Yeah.
Because I did it recently at college.
Did you?
And it is really interesting to see when you colour in all the bits that are full and the bits that aren't. And it does come up with things that you don't necessarily think about before and think, oh, I need to put a bit more into this.
Or you've just neglected it because you're busy in other areas.
Yeah.
So you've let the ball drop on, say, catching up with friends. Or
your creative stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And that's really important.
Because they're usually the things that slip first. We get so busy with life generally that we're not thinking about the relaxation, the reading, what we do for, self-care and looking after ourselves and all that kind of stuff. I hate the self-care. Drives me mad, that word.
But that's a really useful exercise, actually. It's
that's
something
a good
really
one.
Practical.
Yeah. Oh, so that's something she could do initially. And then I think she'd probably get a lot of answers, a lot of insight from that to think about a way forward.
Particularly if she's honest with it. It's sometimes better if someone else leads the exercise, though, and it's sprung on you rather than you doing it yourself, really. And so you don't have to think about it too much. But anyway, place to start, maybe.
No, that's good. So we hope that is a little bit gets you started gets you going in the right direction for seeking some help.
Yeah, and it's
difficult,
also to ask yourself the question, am I nervous? Am I a little bit anxious?
Yeah.
Or am I having a full-on panic attack and I can't function?
Where are you on the scale of anxiety?
Be careful with your language. Do some self-checking on that one first.
Yes, because the whole negative thoughts and feelings and all that kind of stuff can be a nightmare. And once you go in that spiral...
Before we end then, do you want to have a quick look at that? Everything starts with a thought. And it's fleeting. It's really quick. You can draw it in a triangle. Thought, you do your pyramid, thoughts at the top, then feelings, and then behaviour. So on the points of view, and everything starts with a thought, fleeting, which impacts and causes a feeling. And that feeling creates a behaviour. And that can be a great thought, and it gives you a great feeling, and it gives you a great behaviour. And it can be a really unhelpful thought or a shitty thought about yourself. And it gives you a shitty feeling and it gives you really shocking behaviours. So you can spiral yourself down just as quickly. So the key is everything starts with a thought. What are the thoughts? And just clean them up a little bit. And which comes back to your self-talk, which is when we talk about ourselves and the language that we use about ourselves when we're having those thoughts, is we need to clean them up and be kinder with the language that we use about ourselves. So if you're looking in the mirror first thing in the morning and think, oh, you miserable bitch, or you're fat, or you look terrible, or look at the lines on that.
I look shit. Look at those baggy eyes. I need Botox.
There you go. Look at those wrinkles. My God, you look old. You're not going to start your day off well. Let's face it, that produces a really crappy feeling, which produces crappy behaviour. So no, you think well of yourself, and that may sound bigging yourself up, but think, actually, I've grown quite old in this body. I'm entitled to my lines and wrinkles, thank you. I've earned them, or whatever, And
age is a privilege.
Yes, it is. But self-talk, again, thoughts, feelings, behaviour, good and negative.
Good one. Like it. Have you got anything else that you would like to talk about with anxiety generally? Like people's daily habits and things that could help people that do struggle with anxiety generally? I mean, it comes back to things like making sure you get good quality sleep. And we say it every time, make sure you sleep, make sure you hydrate, look at your diet, all that kind of stuff. All those things that are going to make you feel better are going to make you think
without
better things about yourself.
Doubt. Always check how people, when they come to you with anxiety, I've written some notes about this, are eating and drinking. All low mood, low anxiety, high anxiety, depression. Those people, when you drill down a bit further, they have terrible diets, very poor diets. They maybe have too much caffeine, those wretched energy drinks. Oh my goodness gracious.
Too much coffee.
Only those energy drinks, they're absolutely even worse than the coffee itself.
I hate it when I see young children drinking them.
I can't bear it, and what they're doing to their brains, and we know what they are, and I won't even name them. And some of them were, oh my God, teenagers queuing up to get this stuff. Dreadful. You might as well, it's rotting your brain. But a poor diet, and that results in poor gut health. If you're eating poorly, then your gut will be affected poorly. And as our mood is affected, 90% of our mood is affected by our gut health.
Oh yes, isn't the stomach the second brain?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if your gut biome's out of whack, you are doing yourself an absolute disservice. So it's great that you reminded me of that, because I'd got all these facts and figures and thoughts around it. So if you're putting in rubbish, you get rubbish out. If you clean your diet up with no processed foods, so no more Mackie D's, no more takeaways.
Everything in moderation.
Rubbish. No more takeaways. Just clean it right up. And it's all right, everything in moderation. But when you're actually trying to clean your mood up, then you need to go in and really look at it. So once your gut health is back in better balance, then your emotional regulation and your mental well-being can really, when it's out of whack, it can really suffer. So the same is true as if you get it back in balance, it actually brings it up again as well. In fact, oh golly, this was going to be one of my recommendations for later on.
That's fine.
Is it all right if I slip it in now?
Let's do.
Because it feels utterly relevant. I don't know if people are familiar with Jamie Oliver. I should imagine most people are.
Oh my God, I was going to say about Jamie Oliver. Did you hear him on this morning?
God,
he was on Radio X.
I love
Amazing.
Jamie Oliver. I think he's great anyway, and I've always thought he's great.
I was going to mention him.
Half a dozen of his cookbooks. In fact, another one arrived on the doorstep this morning.
Is it his new
one? Latest one.
Oh, I'm so glad you're talking about it. Yeah, I was going to say it to you. Yeah.
The latest thing is he's so on trend with what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's so knowledgeable. Him and his team around him have brought a brilliant programme out on Channel 4.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple of episodes alone, and his enthusiasm and what he knows and what he understands, he's not talking rubbish. Just do it, people. The cookbook is fantastic. It came through this morning. I had managed to have a quick flick through, and I've left it on the table at home to go and re-look at. I loved it so much.
Interesting. Yeah, so I heard him this morning on the radio when I was taking Tom to school, interviewed by Chris Moyles, and I absolutely loved it. And he did a really interesting thing about blueberries. We eat a lot of blueberries in our house, and a lot of studies about blueberries and how they're good. I mean, we know that blueberries are good anyway, and they're good brain food. I've got some with me today. But
polyphenols.
Polyphenols,
Purple food.
But he is so interesting, and I love the way he delivers it in a really earthy, relatable fashion. And I did think I must get his book, and I thought I must mention it to you. So it's funny that you're talking about it.
I'm on it.
He said, do the plan for 2 weeks. The plan that he's pushing in his book. I can't remember what the book's called. But it does look really good.
Healthy.
Eat yourself healthy. Yeah.
He's not sponsoring us, by the way.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, massive. We love a bit of Jamie Oliver. He did a lot for school meals and all that kind of stuff as well.
And he took some terrible brickbats over that as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But it's interesting. And he's just turned 50 as well, I think, this year. Yeah. And it is an interesting turning point. And when you're married and you've got kids, and when you reach a certain age and you're thinking about your own health, your mortality and all that kind of stuff as well, you do think, I need to clean myself up.
It's a transitional phase of life.
It is very much so. That kind of midlife thing, just like, right, I made a lot of mistakes here. What can I do to bring it back in some sort of order. But yeah, that's good that you said that. I'm pleased. Yeah, I think definitely when clients come in to me for hypno, actually any client comes to me for anything, if they're coming for a spray tan or lashes, I always say, if you're coming for a spray tan, you need to make sure that you're hydrated, because your tan will last better. It's all those things. And I think about it myself as well. If I'm feeling particularly grumpy, hormonal husband's getting on my nerves, I'm thinking, have I drunk enough water today? When was the last time I ate? Did I get out of bed the wrong side this morning? How was my sleep? All that kind of stuff really influences everything.
Things.
And I think it is just an awareness of that, becoming more aware, maybe keeping a little health journal, the things that you've eaten.
Oh, definitely. Keep
how your sleep
diary.
was. Yeah, keep a food diary.
Yeah.
So you can see what's going on, any connection to moods and things there.
Particularly if you do go to see a therapist, it's really helpful because they might ask you to keep a mood and food diary themselves. I know I would do
when
that.
people come into me, I always ask, like, how's your diet been? How's your sleep been? All that kind of stuff. And people don't really think about it. I think we are all guilty of living quite unconsciously.
Well, they might think about it, but it's fleeting. They don't do anything about it.
Yes.
And everybody knows how to do everything.
Yeah.
We all know.
We all know what we need to do.
The information is widely available everywhere from every platform. And we all hear it and then we dismiss it and think, oh, well, everything will be all right.
Until it's not all right.
Until it's not all right.
And if you haven't got your health,
you've got nothing.
You've got nothing, yeah. And, you tick along and it's not until you're hit with something that you suddenly take stock, and actually you really need to be thinking about these things before you have an issue.
Yeah, definitely.
And that goes along with the 14% of people that take action.
Oh, look at that. You remembered.
Changing. Yeah, exactly. It came from, it's the polyphenols I had today in my blueberries. Yeah, the people that take action on preventative stuff.
That's right.
So, yeah, very important. Oh, that's good. No, I'm glad you brought that up. And I must get the book. I'm intrigued to see. And I'm always looking for new recipes and stuff. Get so bored of eating the same stuff.
Great. And he keeps it easy and he's very relatable and he gets guys involved as well. He appeals to male and female. And I think that's terrific. So good up on him. So if anybody is feeling anxious, do have a look at your gut health as well.
Yes. And we're sorry that you're feeling anxious. We've both had bouts of anxiety and it is horrible, and I hope that anything that we have said today can help you on becoming more well, and
or perhaps it's just giving you confidence to go along and chat to a professional.
Yes, absolutely.
Of which we are too, allegedly.
Feel free to get in contact with us if you would like to have a chat with us. At the same time, we're not offended if you don't, but we hope that something resonates with you and that you do, seek some help for stuff. There's a lot of help out there.
There is.
If you find it, if you go and look for it. Okay. Anything else on anxiety?
No, not that I can think of at the moment, but so many of these things cross over into other topics as well.
So we will come back to it as well, because I think what will happen is we'll get questions and feedback in. So in future episodes, we can come back and touch maybe on specific types of anxiety and feelings. And in the car on the way to the studio, Mum, you mentioned about spiders. Arachnophobia. So we'd like to do a pod on arachnophobia as well.
Phobias in general.
But
the only reason I raised arachnophobia is because the weather has changed, seasonally it's changed, and spiders are coming inside.
Yes.
No, if you haven't got a phobia already, I'm sorry if I've created one. Apologies.
It's actually a trigger warning for anyone who has an issue with spiders, which... personally, I don't. I have more of an issue with cobwebs than I do spiders, especially in my house.
Snorted like a little pig.
Yeah,
there, sorry.
That's funny. So we will do about phobias as well, because there's a lot of anxiety around that kind of thing for people. And I have lots of friends who are absolutely petrified of things like that. And phobias are very interesting.
Huge.
Saw a lady coming back from holiday who clearly had a major phobia about flying. And I thought, hypnotherapy can help with that. Yeah, and hypnotherapy is really helpful for stuff like that.
Yeah, it's fantastic for that.
Yeah,
absolutely
all
amazing.
Sorts of phobias. So that is definitely something that we will touch on. Anxiety, if anybody wants to listen to an anxiety recording, I think we'll both maybe do an anxiety hypnotherapy recording and put it on our YouTube channel, which we've got now, and our platform for wherever you listen to your podcast. We'll put some anxiety material on there to get people started on getting some help for their anxiety.
Yes, indeed.
Because it is horrid.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
I can do that.
So next, we're going to talk about things which we know we've already touched on with Jamie Oliver. Things we've been watching, things we're reading, any recommendations on things?
Oh, yeah. What do you want me to start with? Anything in particular?
No, you fire away. Obviously, we spoilt your first one with the Jamie Oliver thing.
Oh, my goodness gracious. One thing I would say about changing of the seasons is all the flipping old favourites are back, aren't they? The Bake Off.
I like Bake Off, though. Have they got new presenters this time, or is it the same people?
Celebrity Come Dancing is coming back.
Strictly?
Yeah, Strictly. Oh, God. Anyway.
Are they doing a jungle this year?
I don't know, but it's all the old favourites are back, aren't they?
That time of year, we're all getting cosy. I know the season's changing because my Vinted has gone from looking at holiday things. All my favourites are now cosy cardigans.
It's that word cosy, isn't it?
I need to be cosy.
Okay. Some people really enjoy this time of year. I'm clearly, as you can tell by my language, not so keen.
Not feeling it.
Not feeling
I like
it. Not
the transition of the seasons.
I don't mind, but it tends to go on a bit too long, doesn't it? That's the only trouble. That does sound like a Debbie Downer. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you're called Debbie.
Change that mindset.
Anyway, TV. What shall I... I've been watching TV. Obviously, during the summer, it's a little bit thin on the ground. But there was one, I'm sure most people have actually seen it already, is I Fought the Law with starring Sheridan Smith.
Oh, I heard about it, not watched it.
That's right. She portrays Anne Ming, and it was her fight to get justice for her murdered daughter, which went on for years, her fight. And it's terrific. It's a really good watch. And Sheridan Smith does it justice, I think. It's really good.
She's
a good portrayal. The other one, and the other programme, I'm sorry, I'm going to use up all my recommendations. Maybe I'll save another one for the
Save one for
later.
the next
I'll
one.
Save one for later.
Yeah. Any podcasts or books? Anything?
Books. Oh, one book. Obviously, I listen to books, but they take me ages to get through because I only listen to snippets of it and then I listen to podcasts. But there's a book I'm reading at the moment. It's not everybody's going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I love it. It's called The Siege, and it's by Ben McIntyre, is the author. And it's a story of the SAS hostage drama of the Iranian embassy back in 1980.
I'll give that one a swerve, I reckon. I know.
I did tell you it's not everybody's cup of tea.
Especially when you hear mine. Mine's like so shallow in comparison. I am who I am.
I mean, so it was 45 years ago. And it isn't everybody's cup of tea.
Actually, it is really interesting. I think Tony is something that, the husband would be interested in. And I'm sure when I watched it, I would find it really insightful.
I mean, so
heavy.
It's a book, so you can't watch it, love.
No. Oh, I'll wait till it is made into it.
The book is incredibly detailed. She's waiting for the movie.
I'll wait for the film.
Stop it.
I'll wait for the Netflix series to come out on that one.
Oh, you're an outrage. You're an outrage. I must say, if you don't like detail, but Ben has included the detail of all the hostages, or as much as he knows about them, every detail, everybody involved in it. It's incredible amount of detail. So and it's quite dense, and it's taken me a while to get through it, but I'm loving it actually, surprisingly. So yeah, and because I watched it unfold on the TV in 1980, it was the first time we'd seen the SAS in action, and it blew my mind then, and it still blows my mind now. It's terribly exciting. So I've always been gripped by it ever since.
And we're quite interested in military stuff, aren't we?
Yeah. So I know it's a bit weird, but I am a little bit weird like that with my choices, perhaps.
That's hilarious.
Sorry.
And apart from listening to that book, which sounds gripping, what you listen to any podcasts or anything?
What am I listening to? I listen to the Newsagents now after you mentioned it.
What do you think of it?
I really like it. It's quick snippets and it's quick and it's on the ball about politics.
And it's so current, isn't it?
It is. I love it. They make it on the day, so it's brilliant. And I really appreciate that. I still listen to the other one I listen to about the news and what's going on. It gives me a different perspective, and I'm not listening to my own internal voice on what I think about. It's good to hear other perspectives and then draw your own conclusions from it based on everybody's opinions and ideas.
Critical thinking.
Is that what they call it?
Oh my gosh, who knew?
Never knew I could do that.
That was the thing. Yeah.
So I still enjoy that. And I listen to all the other podcasts I listened to that I was moaning about last time. I still listen to them.
Yeah,
because
same.
they're still interesting and they have, good guests on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
How about you?
Recommendations. I obviously had that Alpha H serum that I nicked off you. I had a virus this week, lay on the sofa for a couple of days feeling ill, and I watched 8 episodes on Netflix of a program called The Later Daters, because I'm completely obsessed with reality TV.
Ooh, I haven't watched that.
And it's so good. It's so good.
Oh, I will
From
watch
the
it,
psychology perspective behind it all, and just meeting these amazing older people as they go back out on the dating circuit, and the kind of characters they are, the people that they meet. It's absolutely hilarious, really, really interesting as well. And everybody learns a lot about themselves. They go on this little journey with it as well, and really amazing bunch of people. So I highly recommend that. I completely binged watched that the whole time. So reality TV, I'm an absolute bugger for it. So I think I'm going to watch Love is Blind next as well, which is on Netflix. I know I'm going down a slippery slope here, but it's reality TV. It's the winter's coming. I've got loads of things to go at, and I am really sad. I've got a subscription every month to Hey You, which is a reality TV channel. Oh my God, so bad. But I watch this stuff usually while I'm doing housework and other things as well. It's like a background noise, like while I'm cooking, but literally lay on the sofa watching these incredible characters.
No, I do appreciate that. You're doing quite heavy study work at the moment and getting your head around all of this stuff. So it's kind of like yin and yang. You need a little light and a little to sort of balance the shade.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And you still get all the psychology stuff at the back of that as well, because it's all about human interaction. People.
Fascinating.
Absolutely love it. I'm completely obsessed with all human connection stuff.
I'm going back to the siege on this one then, love. Because talk about human connection.
Really?
One of the guys that went in was holding them hostage, one of the Iranian guys who actually, he went in with guns and hand grenades and all these little chums. I'm making light of it here, people. But he also went in with a bunch of Valium as well, and gave everybody a Valium who wanted one.
Interesting.
How interesting is that?
Yeah. Would you take it? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I'd need it.
Yeah, exactly. Hit me up with those meds.
So isn't that interesting?
That is good.
I know.
I like it.
Gosh.
That's
anyway,
good.
Sorry.
Right.
I won't bore you to death with anything like that again.
That's funny. No, I like it. Have you got anything else? Any key takeaways from today? Anything you want to highlight? Anything that we've not covered? Anything you're not sure about?
No, not really. I would just encourage people to hold on to their self-talk and think about their thoughts and how it influences a feeling in themselves and the behaviour. And you can spiral it up by having better thoughts.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we've touched a bit on anxiety. We're going to be winding this one up because we're trying to keep the episodes a little bit shorter, more concise now for you, because we were aware that our first couple of episodes were quite long. So we had a lot that we needed to get in and explain about ourselves and what we're doing. And the next one, we're going to be talking about sense of purpose, which I think is an interesting subject to talk about. So, I think that is us signing off.
Okay. And until next time, go well.
See you well, people.